Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into the really fascinating journey of the English language. We're going to cover the whole shebang, from its ancient, frankly kind of messy roots, all the way to practical, everyday strategies for your own personal mastery. Let's get right into it. Okay, let's start with a staggering fact. Over 1.5 billion people across the globe can speak or at least understand English today. I mean, think about that. It's this massive communication bridge that connects us across business, science, tech, education, and even entertainment.
So, how are we going to break this down? Well, in this explainer, we'll quickly cover the global language, the 3 eras of English, why English matters today, some fascinating language facts, and finally, how to master English with these tips.
All right, Section 1, the global language. What exactly is English anyway? Well, at its core, English actually belongs to the Germanic branch of the Indo-European language family. But here's the thing that makes it so incredibly unique today. It didn't stay purely Germanic for long. It has this incredibly rich, diverse vocabulary because it spent centuries essentially borrowing from other languages, literally absorbing thousands of words from French, Latin, and Greek. It's like a giant linguistic puzzle.
Which brings us to Section 2, 3 eras of English. Let's do a brief history.
To really understand why English has such a vast, quirky vocabulary, we have to look at its timeline. The history neatly divides into 3 major eras of evolution: Old English from 450 to 1100, Middle English from 1100 to 1500, and Modern English from 1500 right up to the present day.
Let's start at the beginning. Old English truly kicked off when Germanic tribes, specifically the Angles, Saxons, and Jutes, migrated to Britain. And I've got to tell you, the language they brought with them, it looks completely foreign to us now. This brilliantly illustrates how much the language has morphed over time. Most modern speakers absolutely cannot understand Old English without hitting the books and studying it formally. For example, look at this transition. Say Koning is strong eventually evolved into the king is strong. It's almost unrecognizable, right?
Then things really start to accelerate in the Middle English era. This period kicked off with the Norman invasion in 1066, an event that brought the French language directly onto England's shores, and that changed everything.
Because of that invasion, English rapidly absorbed thousands of French words. Writers like Geoffrey Chaucer famously used these new terms, words we use every single day now, like government, justice, court, beauty, marriage, and fashion. They entered the language back then and basically still form the core of our vocabulary today.
Finally, we arrive at the Modern English era. This period was heavily shaped by the printing press, which basically locked in and standardized a lot of our spelling. Later on, the vast expansion of the British Empire meant the language eventually spread its way across the entire world.
But a language never really stops evolving.
Today, modern technology, social media, and cultural shifts are constantly injecting brand new words into our daily conversations. I mean, think about it. Words like podcast, selfie, livestream, emoji, and cryptocurrency, those are all very recent additions to the dictionary.
Moving on to Section 3, Why English Matters.
Now that we've seen this historical mashup, why does navigating this language matter so much right now? Well, English is the ultimate global connector. It unlocks huge international career opportunities, lets you read, research, and knowledge directly without waiting for translations, makes communicating while traveling super seamless, and lets you fully enjoy popular entertainment, like your favorite movies and video games, without even glancing at the subtitles.
Next up, Section 4, Fascinating Facts. Time for some language trivia. Before we jump into practical learning tips, I have to share a few mind-blowing facts. Because English has one of the largest vocabularies in the world, some words are just incredibly adaptable. Take the word set, for example. It literally has hundreds of different meanings, depending entirely on the context you use it in. But hey, on the flip side of all that complexity, do you know what the absolute shortest complete sentence is? It's a simple 2-word statement. I am. That's it!
Now contrast that tiny little sentence with the longest word found in major English dictionaries. Are you ready for this? It clocks in at a staggering 45 letters long. It truly is a language of extremes. All right, Section 5, Mastery Tips, how to really improve your English.
So how do you actually conquer this massive, quirky language? Well, here is your daily playbook for mastery. Number 1,
Read for just 15 minutes every day to naturally build your vocabulary. Number 2, practice listening to audio without subtitles. Number 3, speak out loud. And seriously, don't worry about mistakes. They are a completely natural part of the process. Number 4, learn vocabulary within full sentences. And number 5, train your brain to think in English by just casually describing your surroundings to yourself.
I want to double-click on that context approach, because it's absolutely vital. Memorizing isolated words is, honestly, just inefficient. But if you take a complex word like meticulous and put it into a real functional sentence, something like, Abbas is meticulous about improving his English skills, it's going to stick in your memory so much faster.
And look, fluency doesn't happen overnight. It just doesn't. But small, consistent efforts every single day, those will absolutely lead to remarkable progress over time. Keep learning, keep practicing, and honestly, never give up.
English is ultimately a bridge that connects people, cultures, and ideas all over the globe. So as you continue to build your fluency, I want to leave you with a question. What new door will this global bridge open for you tomorrow? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep speaking English with confidence.